I guess we're about to find out in this game alone.
It's game 3. Both teams are currently tied 1-1, and this is only our third of 5
To our
games.
advantage.
We're very tense as well after a really long match. I want to know how the players are feeling right now, if they're starting to feel a little bit tired. Maybe they're holding back on some strats and they're talking about it, considering how long that last game was. And I want to know how involved the coaches get during those really long games too, since they're playing either from their team houses, or I think they're through Discord, not Discord, sorry. I think it's through TeamSpeak, because they did mention TeamSpeak issues earlier on. Maybe the coaches in the game with the teams, talking them through. We don't know any of this because we never get access to it. I don't blame them. We'd be too noisy.
Do you think Raven is like flaming the previous game, maybe because he has a bit of lag going on as well?
I don't know. Last I heard, Raven's actually a very quiet player, but I could be wrong. Supposedly, he doesn't really say much. If he says anything at all, I think it's mostly in case he needs help. But from what I was told, he's generally very quiet. He's more of that player that tends to pay attention to the captain.
Alright, so laning, it's FBZ up in the off lane as per expected. Will be a 2 for 2 on the bounty runes, so pretty even trade there. Timings though, I think Lash is definitely going to come online way faster than the DK. And he's going to he has to make the rotations around the map and secure the lanes even further. I mean, none of them on the side of Geek Fam goes in late, so this is actually breaking against the Geek Fam traditional playstyle. So they really have to abuse this early timing, seeing as such. But Boom Esports also have a pushing lineup. However, they take some time to get online. Obviously, you need like the Necro Book onto the side of the Beastmaster. And, well, DK needs some sustainable items as well. So we'll see who hits the timing first and who handles the pressure.
No.
This is one scary tri lane. So it looks like they're going to counter with their own tri lane. Tri versus tri. Not so much kill potential on Boom, but as long as they can maintain the PA in lane, make sure that Dreamer Soul doesn't die, gets that lane EXP, and essentially waste the support's time on Geek Fam, then they could just say mission accomplished. The thing is, they could just turn onto the supports themselves. But remember, Fire Spirit's very strong early game spell.
Yep, taking a whole lot of decent harass from the side of Geek Fam already, as that Impale actually stuns. And, well, taking a right click from his own illusion. So far, no, like you said, no kill potential, but the mid lane's going to be interesting. I don't traditionally see a DK match up against a Void Spirit, but it's happening right now. Pulls him in with the Void Remnant, but again, kill potential isn't there just yet, I think, until at least he gets a Dragon Tail. Uses the Disrupt, gets Hideout, 2 illusions, bashing back at him, but with that Diabolic Edict and the stun, oh my god, Raven playing it real fast. He's done with the farming game. He wants to end this game number 3 real fast as he secures a 2-minute first blood in.
Gotta be so careful in this lane. They have they've essentially got the setup from Whitemon, and then they have 2 stuns, one from Sepher and also one from Raven, plus the nuking power from that Leshrax. Here we go.
With the Impale and Earth Split. Earth actually catches him there. He has to blink away, but the Diabolic Edict still melting him down. He has to
body
jump
blocks.
through his creeps, but he won't make it.
That body block from Tezcoot. Yep, that may have actually saved the PA's life.
But he is low, and I don't think he's comfortable getting into lane. He just has to play for the XP in the back line. Maybe throw in some dagger.
And there's plenty of mana left in this lane too, so it's not like they can't go for any other attempts. Tezcoot, not really an ideal target, but the other two though, Rubik and PA, very susceptible to this style of gank. But now they've essentially just completely zoned out Dreamer Soul. Hyde's gonna try and pull the creep wave back with the pull. Does this really solve the issue? If it's only 1 kill in lane for Geek Fam, then this lane's considered a failure because they didn't pressure the other 2 lanes. Other 2 lanes are doing fine. Beastmaster's doing fine against the Tide Hunter. Sorry, that's a Void Spirit. Oh no, yeah, Tide Hunter. Beast versus Tide. FBZ will be fine in lane. Mid lane? How's mid lane doing? So Void Spirit versus DK. DK and Void, they're tied as well. So it's this top lane that has to work out for Geek Fam. They've got to really kick it into gear.
They're fighting Trilane, and Trilane now has to make the rotation, but Kezcute actually falling pretty low. No mana, one more. Ooh, actually has stick charges. Will save his dear life right there. Yeah.
Yep, Kezcute hasn't leveled up dive as well, so if there was just one more right click and I think Kezcute would have gone down. Zephyr overextending.
There's so much kill potential coming out from the tri-lane of Geek Fam. They have to be careful. One disrupt could lead to a numerous setup for stuns here, so have to play it safe. Dreamer Cell might not be farming, but he will get some levels. Until he gets some decent damage, I think he should be able to crit Raven down. He is somewhat of a glass cannon.
Got another pull coming on through from the Phoenix just to try and keep that creep wave under the tower. We're intercepted by Raven, but so far they've not really been dived, which is good news for Boom. The whole purpose of this tri-lane is to destroy that safe lane. To dive, go for kills, multiple kills as well, considering that you've invested both of your aggressive supports into that top lane with the Leshrac. So now that they didn't get those kills, is there a level difference between Raven and Dreamer Cell? So
yeah,
Raven's sitting at level 3 and Dreamer Cell? Yeah, so unfortunately, because of the tri-lane not working out, Raven has missed out on some EXP gain and he's now fallen behind. Good news, creep wave his side of the map, so he's gonna be more than happy to get these creeps, but they haven't slowed down Dreamer Cell in the least.
But it's also worth noting that the Leshrac isn't as item dependent as a PA would be, so despite being behind on level, he did deny a whole lot of gold from this PA, at least 2 waves in total, just zoning him out from the farm. So that's going to buy him some time to catch back up. In fact, they're already committing in forward. Whitemon is the target. They want to seek with the Sun Ray. This is going to burn him down one after a time. It will take him down successfully. Unfortunately, it isn't on the side of Dreamer Cell, but a kill's a kill nevertheless.
Yeah, this lane is backfiring. They need to take control back, and that's going to have to be through kill. Rubik. Oh, the miss.
Raven, though, overstepped his welcome. He's now going to get hit down by Dreamer Cell, just right-clicking him forward, but he has a decent amount of sustain in his stick charges. Has about 1 now, turning it around with the Diabolic Edict. Maybe Boom Esports didn't respect the damage on that thing. It shreds tower real fast, and it can shred the heroes too.
Yep. Fortunately for Raven, he has to sit under the tower. He needs some healing before he can go back into lane, so this is free farming time for the PA. And this is not what you want to give away to a farming PA who's going to hit a very strong 20-minute timing if they stop this pressure. They got to keep the pressure up. This lane is not going according to plan. Hopefully the other 2 lanes are. I believe it's 2 versus 2 in that mid lane now. They've brought in the Nyx Assassin. But look, we've got a backstab coming in. Is that Phoenix?
Yeah, Mikoto gets stunned up by the Impale, but I don't think they commit. No, he's out of mana. Phoenix, Kezcute was in the area. Just drop down the deep observer wards. Maybe they scout out any couriers that's coming by. Cuckoo, decently well on his own. He is a tide after all.
Well, the FBZ's faring quite well too. Oh, here we go, another kill.
Could they get it though? They need the damage. They will finish him off with the Shadow Poison. 3 stacks on him will do the job.
You're just gonna keep this up.
Yeah, this game has been so much action-packed already compared to the previous one. It's a bit more farm-intensive, but Raven, he is picking up the lash in the safe lane, and there were so many rotations going in mid. Whitemon's coming in the area, has to respect it, will back off. Mikoto out of mana though.
Yeah, he's got a mango just in case anything happens. Oh!
Nyx, he's waiting for it.
Looks like that's gonna be a stack. Yep, stack there by Kezcute. So level 8 on the Tidehunter. He's got a Vladimir's offering, so that's gonna be lifesteal for the team. Bonus stats as well. They basically need everything that they can get to get that push going. So Vlad's a very good item choice for the team. They want to tank up as much as possible with the cheapest items that they can get. Hide in the meantime. Oh, disruption. Almost there. Managed to fog it.
Radiant structures
But they're winning
are
the game
fortified.
just by making sure that the PA doesn't stay in lane to farm, and they're taking the
Radiant's
towers.
courier
Dream a
has
cell.
been killed.
Isn't the scenario he'd like to
Dire's top
have
tower has
walking
fallen.
into this game alone, and Mikoto
Radiant's middle
immediately
tower is
pressures
under
towards the
attack.
mid lane, but unfortunately between Lash and the Dragon Knight, the Lash is going to take towers faster with the Diabolic Edict, lower on the cooldown, and well, it just rolls over you if left unchecked.
Yeah, that was also a TP forced in by the Tidehunter mid. Now bottom lane's completely freed up, and Beastmaster, FBZ just gonna head back on down there. Just keep on farming. There's nothing happening down here. It's all the action's happening up there with Rumorcell, who's now having to hide in the tree line. Is there support coming in there? Looks like he jukes them.
Radiant are scanning.
This tri lane is devastating. They're leaving the jungle as it is. Only almost 10 minutes in. Maybe they can look to contest the outpost. They should assume someone would be in the area to try and take it back for themselves. They will find Kescute.
Yeah, it's just Kescute though. The thing,
Radiant's bottom tower
because
is
they've
under
applied all
attack.
this pressure to the PA, do they have enough to deal with a farmed DK and Beastmaster? DK won't be too much of an issue. It may be the Beastmaster that's going to be a pretty big annoyance from them.
Oh, he gets a
there we
roll
go.
down onto Whitemon. He's gone for a long time. One of the longest stuns in the game. There's that Primal Roar, and they can get more right here. Dragon Tail onto Zephyr. But K is in the area, so they will respect that and try not to go for the overkill.
And runes, 2 for Geek Fam. There's 1 more in the river. So 3 for Geek Fam for runes. 4. Oh, sorry. Is that? That's 2. I misread it. It's 2 runes. 2 more to go, but then in the top lane, no one's taken them though.
Top lane jungle is pretty much going aside of Geek Fam as it is, but Dreamer Cell's trying to find some desperate farm, trying to cut the creep wave, push the lanes out a little bit, leaving him more space to actually play around with, taking back the outpost, so no threat of any rotations coming in there.
Dire's bottom tower
So interesting
is under
decision
attack.
here from Makoto. He's actually going for a Shadow Blade, I think, as his first item of choice. So he
Oh,
still
they've
wants
got
to
the
answer
soul
the
capture.
initiator. Oh, they
Burst,
missed!
though. They're playing it against this team fight combo.
Dire's
They will just
structures
take the
are
tower. I
fortified.
think that's what they're in it for. As you can see, they're already grouping up way early in the game. 11 minutes. Want to abuse that timing. Ideally, with the Lesh, you want to snowball because he doesn't scale as late as he thinks, because he's a glass cannon nevertheless, right? Like, if a farm PA is up against a farmed Leshrac, there's only so much a Leshrac can do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just waiting out the dragon form timer. Once that's down, they're probably going to say, alright guys, let's go. No dragon form. DK can't do anything. And I think, boom, they're going to have to realize that this is going to be the case. They will lose towers, but can they make it worth it? And I like that PA this game is not going to go for a farming item like a Battle Fury. It's just aiming for a Deso. So we are looking at a early game fighting PA. Oh, Phoenix goes down.
Distortions in the void.
Rest in pepperonis, Phoenix. The Phoenix bleeds.
KFC, you called it earlier on today. It's
Yeah.
the third time now we're looking at the guy. Zephyr has the sights onto FBZ though, just scouting him out under the cover of his own Vendetta. But he has friends in the area if he so wishes to overcommit. Cuckoo is just amping the pressure down in the bottom lane. He is a tanky Tide, so he handled it relatively well, especially with the anchor smash. Those creeps should be no threat, especially the poison. I think the Kraken Shell debuffs it off, right? If he's under the slow of the poison.
When it procs, yeah. It removes everything, but technically the boars can reapply it. So it's not that great against the boars. It's more along larger effects.
I sense
Oh, actually hits.
distortions in the void.
So close to that Shadow Blade, and I can see that they're trying to hide the Shadow Blade by not picking up components. So I'm guessing Geek Fam might be expecting this, since DK's,
Dire's
depending
bottom
on the
tower
build
is under
actually,
attack.
offlane DKs, I think they usually pick up Blink Daggers first, just so that they can jump in, go for the Dragon Tail for their team. Who are they ganking? Is that the
I like
Beastmaster?
this. Yep, this is necessary. They know. They know they're playing this very early and they can't afford to sit around and be passive to farm some things up. If they don't get the Beastmaster, at the very least, it could translate into a tower push. They did have a ward on the high ground, no sentries, so they don't know that this is coming.
Are scanning.
They see Raven, they see Zephyrus, so the smoke will fail, but at least FBZ stays alive, just hides in the tree lines.
Clears up the creep wave though with the Pulse Nova, and this is what I mean, like the Beastmaster's creep against Raven is gonna be pretty much feeding him the gold.
Oh yeah. Oh, Haste Rune Hide just steals the Spike Carrot, sorry, the Impale. So nice stun. That's actually really nice on the Rubik as well, since it's a lot faster to cast compared to the Nyx, who has the backswing animation.
Structures are fortified.
But look at his tempo. Now this is a pushing lineup for sure.
Dire's middle tower is
You run the
under
They're
last.
supposed to.
Yeah. They're
They
supposed to do
counted
this.
push with push themselves.
And I like how the Beastmaster just couldn't play the game he
Dire's
wished he
middle
would
tower
have
has fallen.
had, knowing that Raven is just taking away all the towers they could play around with. Look at the bottom tower, it's so healthy.
Well, you're up against a Tidehunter. I'm very sure most matchups wouldn't be able to touch the tower to begin with. The boars are quite tanky. So the role here now for Boom is to try and make as much space as possible for the PA or
Clear
taking
it
the
all
runes.
up. Yeah, Cuckoo, just go in with the anchor smash, just clear up all those creeps, man.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As you can see how worried Boom are in case there's a 5-on-5 engagement by Geek Fam. They're grouping up together, making sure that if someone gets ganked, they're all nearby, ready to deal with the threat, but they have to separate at some point. They can't stick together because once you fall into the habit of sticking together, you're not farming around the map, you're missing out on EXP, Shadowblade, you...
Oh, they're gonna see him
Oh,
immediately.
no!
Like Paraphrase, perfect play with the impale.
That beautiful
Fortunately,
sentry
yeah.
placement. He just chucked it
Unfortunately,
down.
No kill potential, just the three of them. They really need the Lash. Lash is like their magical burst damage, especially in this early game. They really don't have much of a physical, actually.
No, they don't.
So BKB
PA
is the crucial timing for Boom Esports at this point.
Yeah, the Deso needs to come up first on the PA though. PA has to go for damage before that BKB. Here we go on to Cuckoo. He's tanky though, he's got Ravage.
Yeah, they're gonna commit everything. Whoa, but immediately the Kraken shells and burns it all off. But the control is there. Eventually, Pop, they'll get something.
Radiant's bottom tower
Well,
is under
when you have
attack.
that many stuns to stack, I don't think it really matters if you've got Kraken Shell.
Dire's top tower is
Who's gonna be pushing faster though, as they pushed up on top, but they did back off when they see the
Radiant's
rotation coming in.
bottom tower is under
So bottom
attack.
lane is as good as down. Beastmaster finally has a chance in
Radiant's
pushing it
bottom
in
tower has
with the
fallen.
DK, and this is the push versus push we were talking about during the draft. They can push too. One misstep, and they're going run straight at it.
Yep, this tower gold as well. Huge benefit for PA since she also gets that gold to finish up the Deso. The more gold, the better, and the best way to get gold is to kill off those towers.
Dire's middle
Makoto,
tower
those
is
TP'd
under
up top, so
attack.
they're missing out on that on the DK down bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
There's
I think they know
actually
Makoto's.
Radiant
every
are
spell
they
from
pick-
Leshrac is very good for Hyde to steal at this point. Okay, what is he doing? Actually went in real deep, has the Astral Step though, but they will scout him out with the Sunray. They're following his tracks through and through. Mikoto under the cover of Shadowblade will get him for the Dragon Tail, catches him with the Axis. Wild Axis clears off the path to get straight to him.
Ouch. Very big ouch right there. The push gets stopped up top, but that did draw all of Boom ID to that top lane. But then again, they're smoking and they're going mid. There's only two of them here too. Can they go for this?
Oh, they got the roar onto Raven. There we go. Here's a glass cannon. The save is there with the disrupt. And the Ravage committed, but he is down for the count. And Hyde nearly pops down, but will go down with the Vendetta, but only reveals himself to feed more gold to the way of Boom Esports. And this is what I'm afraid of.
Two heroes
last-
down. That was perfect. Beautiful
Radiant's
serve by
middle
Boom.
tower is under
Flash
attack.
needs to play in a snowball scenario, but now the Ravage has been committed. Flash is down for the count. They lost about 3. There's no reason, honestly, for them to go back, but out of respect at this point.
Probably just gonna go back and farm. The Ravage is too important for Geek Fam now. Without the threat of Ravage, Boom are free to do whatever they want on the map. They're not afraid of any real... I guess they could still get potentially ganked, but it's mostly the Ravage that really hurts Boom in a teamfight situation. And are they really? Oh, if they tried to go for Roche there, that would have been very ballsy. Instead, they might run into Hyde. Hyde did just take back the... Alright, that's gonna be taken. Poor Hyde, his efforts wasted. Oh,
He stayed around for way too long, even knowing that the team
wisdom
was there to
of
take over the outpost. He punishes with his own life for it. Their chat is gonna call him and throw. Carl, once again, you're giving reasons
Radiant's
to the
middle
people.
tower has fallen.
Took down mid.
Structures are fortified. Radiant's
It's a
bottom
little
tower is
Rubik
under
kill.
attack.
Wow, they are very, very brave to go for Roche this soon, and it's not necessarily the fastest. Again, there's no Ravage for 60 seconds, although Boom, I think they have to respect Geek Fam here. Geek Fam does have a lot of AoE to work with compared to what Boom has in their arsenal. There's no Dragon Form, or is that being used? Where's DK? DK is...
10 seconds.
There,
Well,
whoa!
he is in the area though. Raven, he's the crucial guy. They
seconds?
gotta pick off. They're picking the Roach. So when that happened, they actually... What was that? Why was he right there?
Yeah, I have no idea either. Maybe he wanted to backstab the creep wave, draw attention away from Roche, but then he dies himself. Roche does have 3/4 of its health left. Is there vision in the Roche pit? I don't think there is. Yeah. Boom have no river vision. They're coming, but I think by the time that they're ready to engage, Ravage should be up. And that's the worst time to be fighting into Geek Fam. Yeah, Ravage is up now. Dive in.
Oh, they
Supernova.
dive in with the egg though. They really gotta take off this the strike. Supercell can get a crucial pick off. They will lose a lot of their firepower to begin with, since they are all purely magical at this point. ESL has to take out Raven. That is a lot of their control, but Cuckoo is frontlining it all. FBC is going to come in with the roar, but the save from the disruption here. They spot out Deppa, who pops the spike carapace, so it is down on the cooldown. But Roach is falling pretty low. They have to make an engagement quick. Mikoto already in the cover of Shadowblade. If they spot out Raven first, we'll see him. Dragon Breath forward. He's going to go down. Immediately comes up with the Ravage, and they're turning this one around, especially with the burst coming out from the Pulse Nova off Raven. He just fuels himself up to keep himself safe while dealing the damage.
Oh, Boom. Getting too antsy around that Roche pit. They really wanted to go in, but they gotta remember that Ravage is always gonna be there. So not only did they give the Roche away, but that's also going to be 3 kills. One of them being one of the most vital heroes on Boom. So for Geek Fam, very big win. Lots of gold coming in, including the Aegis, and I think this is roughly the time to consider to start pushing if you're Geek Fam. They will likely wait
Dire's
for
middle
the
tower is under attack.
Ravage to come back, but you gotta be a little bit concerned there, Boom. That's not the play to make, especially when you're going up against a snowball push lineup of all things.
All 3 on the side. It paints green on the side of Geek Fam, so they very clearly still have the lead.
Oh, we have a minor pause coming in from Kezcute. Hopefully, we're not looking at a unfortunate circumstance in this game.
Well, at least it's a fast lineup from Geek Fam, so even with pauses, we're expecting around at least less than 60 minutes, for sure.
I'd be worried if I were you. Don't jinx that. It might go longer than you
Dagger
expect.
comes in. They might want to look for the crucial pickoff. They do find Raven though. Raven's not in the area. The burst from the primal raw. Oh, nice impale onto 2. Raven is way too far in the back. So they can't get it.
Looks like it's going to be 5 versus 5, Duna. Everyone coming into the battle. It's not going to be 4 protect 1 anymore from Boom ID. They mean business. And the best thing they can do to slow down the push is just go for a quick pick off before the push even happens. So looking at the items, so we're looking at DK. He's going for BKB next, very, very close to it. FBZ, is he also
Dire
going
are
for
scanning.
he's also going for BKB. So 2 BKBs, he wants to finish the Vlads first for the stats. Looking at Leshrac, so Bloodstone picked up on Raven. Now this is going to be a very iffy item. They need to snowball now that they picked up the Bloodstone. Unfortunately, they haven't really snowballed. Although if they can grab some kills here, that would be very nice.
They engagement in the back line. They take out Hyde with the Yules into the Earth Spike combo.
Unfortunately, Aegis got used and they only got 1 kill for that. So high ground not going to be as easy as it could have been. Boom, on the other hand, they probably did the best thing that they could do, just get rid of that advantage, remove the Aegis, make it a non-factor so that even if Geek Fam want to push, which they have to very soon, they won't have that secondary life on the Void Spirit. So Carl gonna be back to being mortal, only 1 life, not 2. Not for Deso as well, so they really want to push with him. Just have that minus armor to push those towers down. He's also going for Lincoln's next, so he's not going for a damage item, he's going for a defensive item. I mean, there's a lot of targetable spells, so yeah, I could see Lincoln's being very helpful, although it could be hit or miss, because once Boom
Radiant's top
sees
tower
this,
is under attack.
they've got one of the best heroes to pop a Lincoln's.
Marcel, he spots out Raven though. Oh, he's got a great lift into the Phoenix Egg. They really have to take this Raven down. Otherwise, there's no much of an initiation they should go into. Raven is there. He pops the Bloodstone. So he's regenning up through it all. Gets the Yules up onto this Phoenix again. Gets the stun. It connects with all the magical burst. He will get the kill. And now, straight into the backline, the Astral steps forward. Carl wants no prisoner. He just wants casualty. But oh, Raven nearly fall pretty low. Gets the save from the Disruptor, and the Disruption will buy him some time, but the dagger is there. They do see him. Baseball will take him down, so that's a lot of their damage gone. I think Geek Fam should get out of this one. Already committed to Ravage. They will take Prima Cell, so they will get the last kill and get out before it gets any more sour.
They lost 3 heroes. That's going to be the push over. Ravage down. Yes, you kill the PA. Yes, you kill the Phoenix, but at the end of the day, you didn't get to do what you wanted to do. And for Geek Fam, that's pushing. It's not just about team fighting anymore. They need to take the towers down. They need to push. They need to isolate Boom ID into their base. But that's not happening. Boom ID, they're catching up. They're getting their items. They have a pipe on the Beastmaster now. And if you look at Geek Fam, most of their damage is magical damage. Sure, they have a little bit of physical coming out, but you're going up against a tanky Beastmaster, a tanky DK. You've got Sunray that's going to come in and also heal these Boom ID heroes. And then, not to mention, you've got all these disables as well that's going to prevent Geek Fam from positioning themselves in these fights. Hyde, oh, Hyde!
Got out again. Oh, but he's got the
Stole
Solar
the
Ravage. Actually, throws Raven up on the high ground. No, he nearly wants
Radiant's
to clip him
middle
up there.
tower is under
That would be
attack.
dirty.
Unfortunate that he couldn't use it in a team fight, but he did get a D-ward off, so it's not too bad for Hyde. Now, next big leap here for Boom is going to be the BKB. Very close to picking this up on the PA, and I think once you've got that BKB, you've got to be quaking in your boots if you're Geek Fam. The only thing that pierces that BKB is the Purge, but outside of that, Leshrac is food, Shadow Demon is food.
Look at that, FPZ. It seems like, oh, if it wasn't for the Soul Catcher, they probably wouldn't have taken him down there. Catches the DP, buys him more time.
Very tanky. But yeah, BKB timings, so key for Boom.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's their spike. Once they get BKB onto the cores, the DK, the PA, there will be no stopping them. What is Dreamer Cell queuing up next? Surely it's a BKB, right?
Dream Missile?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. That's what they need.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm very sure they've been planning for that a long time ago. So the push,
Geek Fam, they
gotta
realize
keep pushing.
Yep, they realize it. I think they should know by now that if BKB timings are almost coming, they really have to push him forward. Migoto's farming down into the jungle, so some sort of trade
Silver
there.
Edge Yeah, Silver Edge coming up on the DK, and once he has that, basically Kraken Shell will be practically useless on the Tidehunter, so he won't have a way to protect himself. Cuckoo's got to be very worried about that. No other passives really, but... Oh man, that Silver Edge. That might just be a game changer, because that's a big chunk of damage when the DK comes in for the right click. So it's done. Do we maybe see a fight? They're grouping up together in that mid lane. They want to defend the T2. Gonna show off that shiny new Silver Edge.
Oh, well, the PA is not in the area though, so it's a bit iffy if they take the fight right now. He is making a DP rotations then. I mean, surely I think you just let this one go. You just defend the high ground at this point.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Spot them with the bird. Oh.
We have vision on their game. Boom Esports has the hawk to always scout them out. So Dreamer Cell a bit more confident in staying in the lanes, knowing what's up. They do ping them out. They have an observer down in the mid lane, sees the rotation. Know that they're going up to the top lane. Maybe to look to a push on that tier 2 as well. Someone's gonna meet someone here in the forest, in the jungle.
Unseen.
They do see him.
There we go.
Mikoto, shadow bladed up. Pops
Dust.
the dust. Whitemon actually does connect onto Mikoto, so they can see him.
That ward.
They're still sticking in
got
the area.
vision. They see
They
Cuckoo.
really want to get something done here. Mikoto comes in with the dragon form, actually breaks the passive, but no follow-up damage right there. Pops down the egg immediately. Will it actually pop onto it? The dragon tail will hold him for far longer. Cuckoo gets crit down, nearly dies over. Has to pop the ravage, immediately turn this one around, burst down high, and they're taking this fight on their own turf. Actually gets one down. That is gone for the Phoenix. But Raven, he's the glass cannon. He does not scale later. And here he is showing that he is slowly being irrelevant in all these engagements. It's feeling bad if you are Geek fam at this point.
Oh my god, PA man. PA just comes in and rips a new one. No Ravage. 3 heroes dead with no buyback. They basically expended all of their major spells. And now you are being breached when it's supposed to be you to breach high ground 30 minutes in. Geek fam, this push lineup that they tried to execute, the idea was there. They just weren't able to make it happen fast enough. Top lane needed to do more damage. If they realized that they weren't gonna do, oh my god.
Oh my god, it's over. I really don't want to be that guy, but like, he's got BKB. What is Raven gonna do to him now?
It?
No, he
Used it
just
once.
got it. He just got it, no? He was up on
He's
Q.
used it once. Yeah, it's...
Oh.
This might just be it. There is still maybe the opportunity where Boom overextend in Geek Fam's base, but that's a big call in itself. But you gotta be feeling a little bit hopeless here as Geek Fam. Your lead now gone. Your main pushing spell's gone. They're trying to cut the creep wave with Zephyr. They're trying to delay the inevitable.
But they gotta realize that DK and Beastmaster as well takes tower real fast, so they have like everything else in check. They have the damage to take on their cores. They have the pushing power to actually match up with it. And Raven, he can only do so much just to get some defensive item up on himself, just to stay alive. But with the BKB, I don't know.
Oh man, this is huge. Because they've now missed their timing. And the thing you're relying on now, if you're Geek Fam, is for Boom to make mistakes. Mistakes being that they separate, that they're ganked one by one, but look at how they're playing. They're grouping up together. They've got all their spells. Supernova is available. There's no Ravage. Well, Ravage is up now though, but BKBs are up.
He actually comes in with the left, immediately pops the Ravage. Gotta take down the Phoenix before it pops the egg. The continuous stun is there, but Raven is falling pretty low. He will go down. Immediately focuses onto this high tide. Does not live to tell the tale. It's literally looking like it's over right now. They fought back. They're trying to come in and maybe contest for it. They take down the Phoenix. Great. But now the lift is there. Dreamer Cell comes in with the crit. Stifling Dagger again onto Zephyr. Pops the Spike Carapace, but G-Marcel is smart there. He doesn't want to use it. Has to take down Raven once again. He has to. He's killing it up through it all. The Legion is alive still. Prince is all gone.
Oh my God.
Of G-Marcel and GG has been called. Geek fam. They tried to be
Oh my
creative. They tried to
gosh.
play way faster than they usually do, but they have no solution the moment it's scaled. Leshrac just doesn't scale. I don't care what the chat says.